like it's just ranting anyways. The figure if they would have taught me some basic plumbing, basic mechanics, uh like automotive repair, fucking assembly line maintenance. I get a jury summons. They say, "Hey, you're gonna be called in for work in a couple days, or you got to go to report for work for a couple days, or for whatever." And so in that situation, shit, they end up shipping you somewhere for a week. But then you don't have to do that. Like you're done for the month or for until everybody in that pool of workers has been cycled through. That's how jury duty works, right? You won't get called again until everybody else has been called. At least that's how it should. It seems like it should work, right? I don't get called for jury duty. I'm on SSDI. They've got me diagnosed. Or the is a major depression and sorry, severe depression, major depression disorder, and paranoid schizophrenia with uh, paranoid schizophrenia. Uh, so if you're asked your religion and you say everybody's their own god, they're not going to ask, do you mean the big G or the little G? Which, because that's important. Because if you say big G, then yes, you've got delusions of grandeur. If you say little G, that's not delusions of grandeur. That's religion. You, that's like that's the anyways. Sorry. Okay, so that's the one symptom of schizophrenia. Uh, I don't believe I'm God or like big G or little G. I'm trying to be godly, trying to like we are. I try to see myself as little G. Uh, I I don't put in enough work. Like I get well, they had 20 years to teach me to. And all they taught me was that I needed to pay for more teaching. Her, I can't catch up if I want to learn everything. Like I'm not gonna. Well, then they say, well, you pick something to learn, and then you'll profit from that to pay for the other stuff. So yeah, you people like stress, don't you? I don't like stress. Have been trying to build up a tolerance to it, but I'm so lazy. Like I'm so messy but I'm so OCD because stuff is messy, but it's not as dirty as it would be if I live like the people who visit me. Uh, People who I have to tell to take their shoes off, or people who don't even think to like, do you want your shoes on or off? Like, I don't want you in here. Like, you shouldn't be in my bedroom. This place is a camper, and it's kind of like there's a couch, and it's made it look like a living room. It's my fucking bedroom, and this isn't even like on my private. Like, I get upset the closer my gas tank is to empty. I don't have a gas tank anymore. I can't drive anymore because the slower drivers who drive on the left traffic to try to regulate other drivers, like, oh, I'm driving the speed limit. It doesn't matter if I'm driving slower. I don't have to go right because I'm driving the speed limit. No, yeah, slower traffic, keep right. If you're not going the speed limit, yeah. So just start ticketing those assholes. They're causing rush hour. So then when I start thinking, okay, I got my little Chevrolet Tracker, I'm just going to drive around these things. Okay, that's not going to work all the time. So then if I get a motorcycle, okay, yeah, but then somebody's going to open their doors because they don't like you progressing when they're stuck there because they didn't think of this sooner. And then there's other people like, hey, that's a good idea, woohoo, yeah, get it done. They might be honking like, yeah, so you're all, and then one guy's like, yeah, good idea, my asshole, and then you run to their door. In that situation, you got to be prepared for it, with your helmet and with your. So one of those goals is to met a neighbor who wants to invade Cuba, and it's like, okay, so how can we make a camper into a tank flipping device? And you make a frame that when you as the tank's rolling up this frame, the frame stabilizes as the tank's putting the pressure on it. So that way, it's all kind of lightweight and loose and stuff. Kind of when you're driving, kind of maybe even looks terrible. But then once like the single direction, it acts. So that was cool. I thought, like yeah, in here, but they wanted to. They think that I'm going to give them democracy. Okay, but you're going to invade these people. And then they said, well, yeah, and just give me 4 years to set this up, and then you'll have an election. You don't have to reelect me. And they're like, yeah, in 4 years, they've seen, we've watched The Dictator. We know how that shit ended. We're not gonna fall for that. But then also at the same time, this is the same guy who I agree with. Drugs shouldn't be illegal. The stuff you ingest shouldn't be illegal if you want to ingest it yourself, but you should read some stuff about it. Like if you want to try meth the first time, you've actually got to go to the you've got to take a class about what it's going to do and how to do it. Like okay, so these are some of the ways that it can be used. This is some of the ways that marijuana or cannabis can be used. These are some of the names that marijuana and cannabis have been called. This is some of the names that this has been called. Sometimes if you take too much, this will happen. Sometimes if you get this feeling, you can actually take a little bit more, and it's often more beneficial. Or like that stuff that people take time to learn about. I generally say I smoke weed so that way I don't burn me for being a witch. Uh, Such bad parenting. It's not so much that they had bad parenting; it's just that we tried not to be near them so they wouldn't be bothered by us. We upset them for some reason. I'm upsetting. I pick at the like I try to pull threads. You're fucking okay. So I play RuneScape, and my first $3 million, 3 million coins, I made from raising cats. In the game, you get a kitten, you raise it to a cat, you okay. So is when the kitten you're feeding it fish, so you're fishing. I generally pick Catherby. I was a member. You have to be a member to raise the cats, anyways. But I get upset because the family, like the cousin, got me to like try City of Heroes, stuff like that. And then so I'm trying these and say, hey, so I'm getting kind of stronger. What's up? Oh, we don't play that anymore. We play World of Warcraft now. So, what the? So yeah, I couldn't keep up with that. RuneScape was half the price and twice the game of World of Warcraft. It's you don't have near as much shit to sort through. And while that was kind of fun for Diablo 3, whenever I could actually sell some of that shit for change, I actually made like $12, 11.73, I think. They gave me a W form for it. And then they removed it because it wasn't fun in the way they intended. Okay, so because you saw that this person was potentially going to make some money, you didn't like that. And then all the people that was making money, my assumption is they didn't like that people were funneling the money. So rather than get the FBI involved, say, hey, can you help us track some of this stuff and maybe we can make the world better and get rid of some human trafficking, maybe something, like try to get some taxes paid for some of these drugs. I don't fucking know, so you'll be so great. But okay, so RuneScape. Back to it. The reason why I brought that up is because so you raise cats, blah blah blah, made some money. You trade the cats from death runes. The death runes you sold for money. Okay, so now I've got $3 million, and I'm sitting there. I just sold off my death runes. See, 100 cats, 100 death runes of cats, 10,000 death runes. It was like 1.7. I think it was like 2.3 million. One point, it was like, whoa, cool. I actually been putting some time in. Felt like I actually did some stuff. It's awesome. Had my fishing level up to about 80, 87, 88. Then there's somebody say, hey, join merch channel, blah blah blah, and then you learn about merching, and so basically you all together buy an item from the market, and you buy it so much of that item, like let's say logs, that the price increases. Uh, so this is when I learned that civilians should not have access to the stock market. It's like the whole it's an extra step. So yeah, so not only okay, yeah, you trust the system, it'll work for you. You just got to do the work. Okay, yeah, but some of this stuff is just so extra. I can't keep up, and it's not that I. Sorry, I am appreciative of the brain surgeons who might need to repair my brain someday, and I'm appreciative that you're not going to get that money from me because I can't afford it. I'm appreciative that if I was necessary of that, it would be done in okay the way that like the mental health system's set up, and they can give you medication. Like if even if you refuse, like if you're in a hospital setting and they want to, they can give you an injection. and there's it's bothersome. My last few days with the dog mother, she got her leash cut because the police officers and the ambulance security drivers there, it was actually for that hospital, the Penrose or Memorial Hospital in Colorado Springs. Uh, they use the same, like their EMT drivers are also their security guards, which is multitasking cool, but they took it a bit far. Like I was saying, hey, I can't give you the dog just directly. You're gonna actually have to take her. I'm not trying to fight you. I'm just trying to, for the dog's sake. I can't give you her and then just leave her like this. That's terrible. Like me and her have been away from each other for weeks. She's already like, um, so they cut her leash. And I was like, why did you cut the leash? You could have taken the collar off. And I'm talking to them rationally, and I'm still at the whole time. I'm still kind of or struggling a little bit because they're trying to, and I'm trying to let the puppy know, say, hey, I'm not trying to give you up. And of course, that probably screwed her over with people like everybody else is in the way. They're keeping me from them. Like, ha. So we ended up getting out of fucking. I'm doing the outpatient thing, but I can't go to the thing because I want to talk to him. Like I want to ask, how am I supposed to get better as a person when it is legally, from the legal standpoint, it is better for me to kill my neighbor than to let them escape if I catch them robbing from me. Uh, and then the whole thing is everybody is schizophrenic because whenever you're deciding what to wear and talking to yourself in your head, you're hearing things that others aren't hearing. Um, in my case, they just fucking didn't want to. I don't know. I don't know what to fucking do. There's no direction. There's like, you should do this. We'll work until you figure it out. No, because that's just you getting away with being lazy. You gave me an aptitude test that wasn't difficult enough. And then you didn't like. So he's got an attitude for it. Well, let's teach him a little bit of everything. Well, he smoked drugs and he put Trojan viruses in our school computers, and so we're not going to do that. And we're not going to. Well, okay, so he tried a substance. He tried marijuana on a school trip. Supposedly, well, not supposedly. Then my uncle found out, and this guy drives drunkenly to yell at me. It's like, okay, so what did I do wrong? You did drugs. What? What? I smoked a plant. Okay, plant that was not modified like the other like drugs are. Uh, in a Okay, so I'd been huffing gas occasionally with one of the friends present, or one of the people who were also there. This is statute of limitations. This is 20 years ago, 25 years ago almost. There's. I'm not saying their names for anything, but whatever. Anyway, so I had been huffing gas occasionally, and the guy that's there who we initially huffed with, he knows that I don't handle my highs normally. He knows that I hallucinate like from yeah, what is it really like when worlds collide? It's fucking yeah, you keep teaching the workers only enough so they'll stay working for you. You just automate them. Automate the businesses, because it's not a matter of keeping people working. It's a matter of keeping people from abusing others when they're bored of what they're working, like what they're currently doing. Like this video games that is the video games near their prime, or they end their popularity or whatever for the people kind of move on to other games. Some people will stay behind and harass people staying there because they just like, hey, it's time for me to move on because I don't like it here. Okay, well, leave. It's your time to go. A lot of people do it automatically, like with the. I remember putting some guy's email address into a mass mailer thing, like it emails you just all sorts of just junk mail, and of course I got that happening now. I should have learned how to not do that, how to prevent that from happening to people. because the junk mail that you can't unsubscribe from, or the junk mail that you try to unsubscribe from, and it adds you to different lists. Uh, that's it's people trying to do a job. Yeah. So I'm told, yeah, don't focus on the people actually. Well, but they're agreeing to do it for food. Yeah, but you've agreed to you don't do shit for to keep your food. Yeah, so because if I start working, you make $1,400 a month, you lose your food stamps and your insurance. Did you not want me to listen? Okay, I switched the focus. Okay, so now I've got the focus on the left eye. There, I'm at least looking through the left eye. The right eye really does not like giving up control. Like it's, and the left eye is like, it's so tired of bullshit that it's like, take it fucking fine. So I found that I'll I'll see with this eye, but I'm still processing. It feels like with the. I messaged him earlier. I'm trying to figure out like specifically what the intent was. It's like, oh, hey, there's just somebody I haven't messaged him in a while. See what things are. Is uh, hmm. At one point, I'm wearing my mask and my whatever looks like I'm grumpy. You guys like it looks like you're struggling. Well, this is my wretched bitch face. There's that's the water you hear. 61 degrees. That's the fan. That's the sink. The sink, that P-trap right there leaks when water goes through it. I think I tried electrical tape instead of Teflon tape, maybe. Alright. Whatever I did didn't work. My thought was, well, that's about as much as I want to try to do with it. So I'm going to put dirt in it and grow something. Of course, then I realized I can block the sun by putting a string around the screws and then putting the pillow up in there. So shit ain't nothing. I mean, there's a bit of a sunlight there, but then I want to take that bit out and spray the inside with spray foam. Pale people, white people might not have rhythm, but pale people definitely don't have circadian rhythm. But fuck. Yeah, see, I'm fairly certain that if I do a script that's even semi-funny, people will just go to make fun of me and talk shit and watch me get flustered. Or just, nah, that's just still, you gotta sit up there and people talk trash to you for 3 hours a day. A few days a week, like 4 days a week, 3 days a week, even. That's not bad, right? But it's just because I'm not getting my shit gathered. Fuck, okay. Because I don't understand, like, all the jokes have to be, like, specifically your own. Because there's maybe three, and they're not that funny. Fucking, what do you get when you call? What do you have when you get 8 pieces of bread in Espanol? Panocha. What do you call someone with a 15-foot penis? He'd be alpaca herd. Al dash paca. Like, that's more aimed at the. Oh, I've got a thingy. Look. Alpaca herd. Whoop. So that's what you call someone with a 15-foot penis. Some of the issue is, are you referring to the herd itself? Like a couple dozen of them have combined efforts of, or maybe 6 of them have a 15-foot, combined. I don't know exactly. That's because I half-assed this stuff. Trying to be in a rush. It's like, what good is this gonna do me to learn a different language? I'm still gonna be a useless shit who's not gonna. I'll find an excuse to fuck it up. This is like, because you're gonna be like, no, you don't. You shouldn't rely on me. Like, if no, because yeah, you just no. It might have been nice to have been relied on at one point, but I'm not. You didn't teach me enough. This is garbage. Like the basic education of Texas 20 years ago wasn't. I can tie my shoes, but that's only because they made me tie shoes instead of use Velcro. So let me learn to tie the shoes, but then let me use the Velcro. Shoelaces are shit. It's just no. As a society, you've got to tie your shoelaces, because if you use Velcro, it shows that you don't know how to tie your shoelaces. Yeah, I don't disagree with the I need to learn to learn. Forcing me to wear shoelaces to teach me to learn isn't the way. Like that didn't teach me anything. That reinforced that I have the ability to tie my shoes, but then like Velcro is still better. Like the shoelaces aren't good. They're not bad. They're just so time consuming, especially for what you get from them. There's weak like each shoelace, like your shoelace is only as weak as its weakest spot. The Velcro is has overlapping spots. Or you got the one you pull tie, the one you pull tie, one you pull tie, then go back through it. Pull this one back, tie a little bit, or it depends. Some shoes you don't wear as tight. Then with the Chuck Taylors though, if you want a good spikeless golf shoe, just lace that thing a little tighter and go golf with it, and just see if that don't feel nice. You don't need spikes to golf. People say, "Oh, you need what the fuck is wrong with you? Go golf, asshole." You're trying to sell shit. You ain't trying to golf, piece of shit, mother. Golf is not a sport unless you're carrying your own fucking clubs, or at least unless you're walking the damn course. If you're driving, if you're being pulled around, you're not playing it as a sport. You could be playing it for some exercise. Don't get me wrong. Like the people who can't walk, riding the cart, there's still those people. They got wheelchairs, man. You use your arms, fucking pedal that shit, man. Make it a sport. That ain't okay. Sorry, it is a sport. It's the same because like esports are a thing, and I'm wholly behind that shit, because it's the big and little person on the same team. Like you got the linebacker, and you got the fucking like the little. I'm 69 inches and 69 kilograms, and you put me on the same team as this 350 like 600 pound like 6 foot guy, and then and we're both there to win. Like we're both able to contribute. Well, no, they. Sorry, currently I'm not trained. Like I'm just trying to say that this stuff's cool, that they're giving electronic sports a chance. So then I shouldn't trash talk golf as a sport, because yeah, the whole darts is a sport. Then if you're gonna say golf is a sport and let these guys rolling around in their carriages with the guys, hey, use this club, or let me carry your clubs in, and here I'll tell you what you use. Yes, they got to practice. That's awesome. But you're not taking it. Doesn't feel like it's improving it. Like I didn't do the golfing because when I go to try to hit range balls, there's no accurate protection from me. Like if I hit an errant ball, it might hit somebody. Or if somebody hits an errant ball, I've been hit before. I got hit by a golf ball right here on the bone, like right here. The temples here, got hit right there. It left the fucking dimples. It was great. Healed in about a week and a half because no, healed in like a few days because it got sunburned. And it turns out that that peeling and stuff just so it gave it a raspberry. It's a lot of moods that go. And most of us don't want to talk to you at all. Like we try to though. We all want to help and make up, for my mom's pain for squeezing me out her hoo ha, her vagina. It's okay to say that stuff, but it's not okay because I'm saying it wrong. I'm using the wrong information. Like I say, I'm from a uterus because that one lady asked, "Hey, where are you coming from?" And I said, "A vagina." Well, she's running a business trying to sell a storage shed to some lady, and so she didn't